Hi, in this video we're going to take a quick look at how to get started with Webpack. To get started, I've got a small index.html file and it loads up Lodash from a CDN, Content Delivery Network, and it loads up my own index.js. The index.js is very simple. I've got a simple array with some numbers. I use Lodash to sum them. When I run that, it prints out the value of 15, the sum of the numbers in the array. Now if we want to get started with Lodash, the first thing we have to do is create a package.json file. So in order to create a package.json file, I'll run npm init and I'll specify -y so it takes all the default settings. This creates the package.json for me. There it is, it shows the current content. Next I'll need to install Webpack. I'm specifying the --save dev option to make it a local install and indicate I only need it during development. So this goes out to npm and downloads Webpack and all of its dependencies. With Webpack installed, we need to create a config file for Webpack to work. So we create a new file, we call this webpack.config.js. Now typically Webpack is accused of creating very verbose configs, and often that's true, but not always. You can start off with just specifying three things. The entry, which is what's the input file where we start executing, and the output, which contains two things, the path where it should create the file, and the file name, the name of the file to be created. So in our case, the entry is going to be the index.js, which is in the source folder, and we'll specify a dist folder as the output path and bundle.js as the file to create. So when Webpack runs, it will bundle up everything it needs and will create the bundle.js for us to work with. So with that in place, we should be able to run Webpack, but if we just try running Webpack, it doesn't work. You could install Webpack globally, but the easiest is just to add it to the package.json and not install globally, which is not the best of ideas. So by adding a script element, in this case Webpack, and we just specify Webpack as the thing to execute. It will actually be able to execute it by using the npm run webpack command. So there you see it's executed and it's read the index.js and created a bundle.js for us. If we look inside the bundle.js, we see a bit of code created by Webpack, and then at the bottom we see the lines of code we had in our original index.js. So now we can start using our bundle instead of index.js, even though we haven't really bundled anything yet, but we'll do that in a minute. You see our program still runs just as before. So the real point of using something like Webpack is so we can bundle up all our dependencies. And right now we're still loading Lodash through a separate script element, so we'll want to include that in the same bundle. In order to do that, we need to make sure that we have Lodash installed, again using npm install Lodash. So this pulls down a copy of Lodash into our node modules folder, and now we can use Webpack to bundle this into our bundle.js. So instead of relying on the global underscore variable, we're actually going to use the require function to get a reference to that module. If we run Webpack again, we see it recreates the bundle. The bundle is slightly bigger this time because it's included all of Lodash, but everything still works. If we look in our network tab, we can see that just index.html and bundle.js were downloaded. No second download for more JavaScript was required. So in this case we still included all of Lodash, which makes our bundle rather large, much larger than actually needed. But in another video I'll show how to create a much smaller bundle by including only the parts of Lodash which we actually need.